Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Emma's vlog. And in the middle of this training week, she missed close to a full week of training, and it just had to do with her going on vacation, being out of town, not having gym access this time. But this was before the vacation. She got a 2-pound PR on her 50-pound of band tension bench. Of course, we did better on the squats. We actually got a good PR on a safety bar. All right, so what does her training look like? Well, we follow up usually with, right now, very tricep dominant because her triceps have been limiting her benching a little bit. So we do closed grip bench press with a pause. We'll see if she does the pause here or not. I don't recall. A lot of my lifters don't. I try to tell them to pause and they don't. Good girl, she did. All right, so we do paused closed grip benching. Then she does chin-ups, which the files got a little bit out of order here for some reason. And then I have her do band press downs, and we're doing a lot of band press downs. Again, a protocol I like to use, particularly when someone first starts a tricep specialization phase or shortly before. It's a good idea to do that. I'm a big fan of it. You guys know why already. And it has to do mostly with building up the tendons. You guys know that this exercise, I believe, is one of the most important ones that helped me get my bench moving again and back up. Actually, up considerably within a very short period of time while eating more. All right, cambered bar squat, she got 230. That is a PR for her with this bar. So on max effort day for this block, and we're changing it coming up, I have her do some safety bar squats afterwards. And it's mainly because she was getting some inflammation with the single leg movements. We don't have access to other quad stuff at the moment, right? I could maybe have her try a different single leg exercise like lunges. But I'm like, just for a phase, let's do some safety bar squats. They're going to be the easiest on axial loading. We'll still hit the quads and adductors and everything hard, so let's do that. So that's what I'm having her do on max effort day. Then she does glute ham raises. And then we finish up with reverse hypers and hanging leg raises, which, for a lot of people out there, I think is a great way to finish up any lower body training session, right? A lot of traction movements here. Those hanging leg raises, the reverse hypers, even the glute ham raise. But not everyone has access to all of this equipment, unfortunately, which I wish they did. My job as a coach would be so much easier if every single gym, including every home gym on earth, had a reverse hyper and a glute ham raise. It would be so much easier to get people strong. It'd be so much easier. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So these are becoming mainstays for her. And we just now added the glute ham raises recently. Like, let's go ahead and just build those hamstrings up. Let's get them bigger. Because again, with her long femurs, they tend to be the limiting factor in her deadlift. So time to get those up. And then of course we do the hanging leg raises, which most of you know is my favorite ab exercise, mainly due to the squat carryover. We could argue about EMG data and all that. And if we did, it would be very favorable, but it's not the be-all, end-all. But and it's because of the fact that it works the hip flexors in addition to being a great ab exercise, and it puts you into traction. It's a winning combination. It's a winning combination. Of course, you occasionally get a clown who comes in and says, it doesn't work the abs, it only works the hip flexors. It's like, you don't know biomechanics, and you haven't looked at data. All right, speed bench day. Standard for her, we do 3 of her sets wide, 3 sets medium, 3 sets closed grip. All right, and we run a significant amount of band tension. All right, we run 25% of her max in bands. So band tension's high. I like to follow that up these days with dumbbell chest presses. Again, making sure her pecs, front delts, everything get worked. Those are pretty important. Even though she's not a super wide bencher, if you guys look at the way that she benches on her bigger bench sets relative to her frame, all right, given that she is a woman, it's actually fairly wide. So getting some extra pec development, particularly out of the bottom, is not a bad idea. All right, chin-ups. And I've got her doing chins right now. Mainly, I don't normally like that many chins these days. I don't like supine grip movements. But she did complain and say that her biceps are feeling non-existent. Can she throw some chins back in instead of pull-ups? I'm like, sure, we can do that. We can do that. Although I would argue with enough rowing, it might not really matter. But we don't do a lot of rowing right now. We've been dealing with a lot of stress, sleep issues with her lately, so recovery is not ideal or where I would want it to be. It's not where I want it to be, but you can't always fix these things as a coach. All right, then we do upright rows, and then of course I believe I have her finish with more band press downs, but we don't need these on the second workout for the video clips. All right, dynamic effort lower. We just stick with pretty much the staple for her for the boxes. We do safety bar box squats against bands. And this is the only setup that she can run her bands with, and she doesn't have chains. So really, I don't like to put her on the straight bar. It just puts extra fatigue on her shoulders. And her other safety bar, the camber bar, doesn't really work for this because getting the band setup is just too difficult. So I don't mind, but we rotate her sumo and conventional deadlift to get some variation. So we're still okay there. So, and it was a conventional week, so conventional deadlift against bands for speed. All right, then we like to do good mornings afterwards. And in this case, I've got her doing the safety bar for this phase. And, we'll rotate bars periodically on this and go back over to the cambered bar. But again, making sure her upper back stays strong. All right, then we finish up as usual with glute ham raises and reverse hyperextensions, which, as I've said many times, is a great way to finish up those lower body days, and also the hanging leg raises thrown in. But I mean, these two movements are how I tend to finish almost all of my lower body sessions these days. So if I have clients who have access, might as well do the same. You just have to figure out how much volume they need and how much weight they can get away with on the reverse hyper. But the idea is the same. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.